normally I carry a portable podium in the trunk of the car, but I was at a wedding here recently up in Big Bear, I think. And unfortunately, I had to take some things out of the trunk, and that was one of those that got taken out, didn't get put back in. So I had to improvise. I saw some cardboard over there, found some tape, and here we go. So if you want to use this, Dave, you're welcome to. I do have one question. Did everybody receive a pack of M&Ms?
Yes.
Get a 3x5?
Yes.
Okay, outstanding. We're off to a good start then. And I'm going to take this off if that's okay.
Does anybody need a pen?
They have pens here.
And again, you're not here to take notes on that card, but however you want to do it. And again, very appreciative. I was here a little over a month ago, I think it was, with the presidents, I believe, that you had. And we were inside at that time, so I was very fortunate that Steve actually asked me back for the second time. I'm not sure why, but I appreciate that. So hopefully at the end of this...
Very few people would come out, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wasn't anticipating, at least the crowd that we had. This is great to have this kind of a crowd here at a meeting, even considering what we're doing with the pandemic-wise. So, but Steve asked me to, again, the presentation I gave for the presidency would like me to redo that for you today. I think the last time you were trying to get everybody together and you had to split it up. So I want to make sure that at least everybody receives the information that he wanted to impart to you at that time. Recently, a new pastor was visiting homes of his congregants. Have you heard this before?
Oh, yeah, it's a good one, though. I like it. Yeah.
At one house, it seemed to be obvious that someone was at home, but no answer came to his repeated knocks at the door. Therefore, he took out a business card and wrote Revelations 3:20 on the back of it and stuck it in the door. When the offering was processed at the next worship service, he found that his card had been returned. Added to it was this cryptic message, Genesis 3:10. Reaching for his Bible to check out the citation, he broke up in gales of laughter. Revelations 3:20 begins, Behold, I stand at the door and knock. Genesis 3:10 reads, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid, for I was naked. Proverbs 17:22, a cheerful heart is good medicine. So with that, let me begin. Good day to all distinguished district leaders, visiting Lions, and guests. It's a great honor and privilege to be here today representing our multiple District 4 Global Leadership Team. I was asked by your first Vice President, incoming Governor Steve, to speak about what it means to make a commitment to leadership in Lions. And let me preface by saying we are all volunteers. I get that. We all have families and lives that require our attention. And I'm not sure if you know this, if you're in a leadership position, you had two choices when you were asked to be a part of this Lions team. Does anybody happen to know what those two choices are? Yes or no, exactly. Yes or no. So, if you said yes, hopefully you accepted it. Hopefully you accepted the position for the right reasons. I'm also hopeful that the person who asked you to take that position provided you with the duties that lie ahead. If not, do you know there are resources out there to help you? How about those who've had the position in the past? A great resource. How about ebooks on the Lions Club International website? The basic thing is, if you don't know, ask. There's always someone with an answer. However, if you hesitated to be a part of the leadership team when you were first asked and said no, that too is okay. Better not to take a position that your heart is not in. Leave it to someone else who cares. The time was just not right for you. However, there may be a yes in their future. Let's consider a new level of leadership in Lions. How about leadership by invitation? Not leadership by threats. Not leadership by aggravation. Not leadership by intimidation. That shows the weakness in the leaders or shows an ego of work instead of skills. Leadership by invitation. Invite somebody to a better way of doing things. We can also call it leadership by inspiration. Inspire somebody to make the necessary changes to move up the leadership ladder in Lions. As leaders, we should inspire. As leaders, we should entice. As leaders, we should invite. Inspire, entice, invite, but do not threaten. Zone chairperson, region chairperson, club secretary. In the event you didn't know, these positions are more than just a title. They require a commitment of time and energy and do come with a measure of responsibility. If you're a lion who holds a leadership position, you have been chosen for your unique gifts and talents. Some of you may be in the working sector, others possibly retired. No matter which area, you all have time commitments outside of lions. The challenge becomes, how do I work lions into my daily schedule? And I believe that's a really good question. I believe basically it comes down to effective time management. Get this under control, then focus on becoming a good leader. Remember, in a leadership position, you are part of a team. Each team member relies and depends on the other team members to perform their given tasks to operate effectively. A good team is like a strong foundation of building. However, if one or more of the team members is not performing their given task on a regular basis, the foundation becomes weak and less effective. This also puts undue stress and work on the other members, creating a less effective team. What is leadership? I believe it's a challenge to be something more than mediocre. Be somebody. Now that's a good challenge. Be somebody. Be somebody wise. Be somebody strong. Strength is attractive. Be somebody kind. All attributes of leadership create a unique challenge. Leadership is the challenge to step to a new level, a new dimension. Here's what I believe this new dimension has: responsibility and opportunity. Responsibility. A true leader takes responsibility for their team and helps them achieve their goals. Opportunity. A situation in which it is possible for something to be done. Here is another real challenge. Learn to be strong, not rude. There's always going to be a thin line you need to watch. Some people mistake rudeness for strength. Rudeness we don't need. Strength we do need. Another challenge is to be kind, but not weak. Some people mistake kindness for weakness, and I believe that's a great mistake. Kindness isn't weakness. Kindness is a certain unusual strength. Don't say, I must be weak in order to be kind. Sometimes you need to be unusually strong to be kind. Somebody coined the expression, tough love. And believe me, that's love that really tells the truth. Whatever needs to be said has to be said. Kind, but not weak. Learn to be bold, but not a bully. We need to boldly seize the opportunity, seize the day, boldly seize the chance. But we don't need our bullies. We don't need anybody to push us around. Another challenge is to be humble, but not timid. Some people mistake being timid for humility. Humility is a virtue. Being timid is sort of an illness. It can be cured and it can be managed. If you are timid, all you have to do is go to work on it. You must turn your timid nature into strength. Keep working on it until you've driven it into such a small corner that it doesn't control your life anymore. It may still be there, but it doesn't dominate. Humility is a virtue. Expand your ability to understand the vastness of all and how small we really are in relation to everything. Humility is to understand that we as humans are unique, but in the vast space of it all, we are really pretty small. Yes, we know, but what we don't know is so much greater than what we do know. We also need to give thought, but we also need to take action. You need to dream without just being a dreamer. Head in the clouds, yes. Dream lofty dreams, yes. But feet firmly planted on the ground. Learn to be proud, not arrogant. And I believe that's a real challenge. There's something to said about team pride, community pride, personal pride, and even lion's pride. But don't cross the line where being proud becomes arrogance. Pride we need, arrogance we don't. Learn to have humor without folly. It's okay to tell funny stories, but the key in leadership is don't be silly. There's a difference between being silly and having humor. Another law of leadership is the 80-20 rule. It says 20% of the people do 80% of the work, and 80% do 20%. And believe me, this is everywhere, not just in Lions. You really need to understand this rule, though. As a leader, here's what you need to do. A major part of this, I believe, is effective time management. You can only give 20% of your time to the 80%. However, give 80% of your time to the 20%. If I were to ask the leaders in this room today, which would pull at you the most, the 80% or the 20%, I'd bet without hesitation you would say the 80%. It's not a moral question. It's the wrong group in terms of your time and effectiveness. So what's the answer? I believe you can work individually with the 20%, but work in a group setting for the 80%. Remember, give 80% of your time to the 20%. You also need to have faith as a leader. Faith to see it as it is, and faith to see it better than it is. Make the plans. Visualize. Use your imagination to see it better than it is. Remember that faith also requires action. But be careful. Don't see it for more than it can become in a reasonable amount of time. For example, I want to have a net gain of 100 members in the district this year. There's a fine line between faith and folly. Leadership is teaching people to move them from a needy individual to a deserving individual. This will start to accelerate their self-esteem. Self-esteem then leads to action. Action leads to progress, and progress leads to a better future for all Lions. So learn to work with people who deserve it, and teach people how to deserve your time, how to deserve your help. Now, don't expect the pear tree to bear apples. Let people do whatever they can do. Let them change their mind. Let them grow and develop. Remember, you cannot change people, but they can change themselves. The best you can do is inspire, teach, and hope. And of course, praying doesn't hurt either. Right, Steve?
Yeah, definitely.
Do your best to deliver the message that can create change if someone is willing to accept it. Remember, be happy with the smallest of progress. I believe character is also a core component of a true leader. So let's consider these 6 essential traits that I believe we need to have. Number 1, first and foremost, integrity. Integrity is a good catchword that is similar to character, but provides us with a different way of looking at the idea of character. The root of integrity means whole or undivided. And that's a terrific way to understand what integrity is, an undivided life. For example, you don't act one way in a situation and different in another. There needs to be integrity and wholeness to your life. Living this way will build trust in your team. Number 2, honesty. It is regularly said that honesty is the best policy. However, I would add that honesty is the only policy for great leaders. Think about it. Why do people hedge the truth? Usually for a few basic reasons. They're either afraid of the ramifications or they're trying to hide something. Either way, a lack of honesty results in the fact that you destroy the truth of those who follow you. Even if you tell them the truth, but they know you've lied to others, it will destroy the trust you had with them. Your reputation is what your leadership should be based on. When we're honest and live transparently, people are able to see us for who we are and make solid decisions to follow. Number 3 is loyalty. People of good character are loyal people. They have a stick-to-it attitude when it comes to others. Anybody who knows human nature knows that people fail. It's only a matter of time, no matter how talented someone is. However, a person of good character stays with their friends even in the down times. Anyone can be friends with others when times are good. People of good character stay with their friends when they need them the most. How this translates into making you a good leader is this. People want to follow a leader who is willing to stretch them beyond where they are now, but it will also allow them to try and to fail. When we are loyal, people will be loyal to us and make every effort to succeed on our behalf and on behalf of Lions. Number 4, self-sacrifice. Many of you may remember Lee Iacocca became a legend when he said that he'd bring Chrysler back from the brink of bankruptcy and would take only $1 of pay in year. I believe this is a classic example of a leader sacrificing for the people. It showed his understanding of empathizing with the line worker. As a result, the workers of Chrysler rewarded him with an incredible following as they built Chrysler into one of the world's largest leading car companies. What is it about self-sacrifice that breeds people to follow? People don't mind putting in hard work. They don't even mind a leader reaping the benefits from their work. However, what people do mind is when a leader is using them for personal gain. People of good character don't use other people, period. So when a leader shows sacrifice of personal gain, it says to the followers that they are willing to come alongside of them. And people reward them almost universally. A person of good character shows they can give up personal gain for the good of the whole. Number 5, accountability. People of good character don't mind accountability. In fact, they welcome it. The brutal truth is that we have blind spots and we need other people to be in close so we can advance up the road of success. The need for accountability doesn't prove lack of character, though. Rather, it proves, I believe, the presence of character. People grow tired of leaders who will have nothing to do with accountability. They don't mind leaders who make mistakes, but they do mind leaders who don't take responsibility for their mistakes by being accountable. When we allow ourselves as leaders to be accountable, people know that we are serious about keeping our own house in order, and thus will do a good job in leading the rest of the organization. And last, number 6, self-control. The ability to make decisions, good decisions, about what we will do and not do. Our actions is at the core of what we become in regard to this character. There will be plenty of options to participate in things that are not moral. Everybody has temptations. But a person of good moral character knows to exercise self-control over their choices. When people don't exercise self-control, they sabotage their ability to lead. People lose respect for them, and they will follow less, if at all. Self-control is the ability to choose to do the things we should and refrain from the things we shouldn't. When we exhibit self-control, we again build trust in people. They respect us and want to follow. In closing, I believe leaders must have the ability to be inspirational, be a good communicator, and the ability to delegate, teach important principles, and really a good one, the ability to set goals and strategy for a course of action. Last, and just as important, is keep people motivated and focused on the goal. Is everybody here today ready to be a good leader. Are we? Thank you, everyone. You gave me your time, and that's an incredible gift to me.